Hello everybody, this is Carrie once again, and welcome back to my vlogs. It's been about 2 months since I recorded my last one, and a hell of a lot has been going on. So basically what I want to talk about is going to be in 2 stages in regards to updating everybody on what's been going on in my life and how transition's been going. So basically there is good news and there is also some rather bad news. So I suppose I'll go ahead and get the bad news out of the way first. If you want to skip the bad news, then go to my next vlog. I'll be posting it within the next day or so. I'll be recording it at the same time. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the bad news out of the way. The bad news is, well, remember my last video where I was talking about how I was under a tremendous amount of stress at work because nobody was noticing, and I was having really hard nights where I was just like breaking down crying a lot because things were getting really hard because I felt like nobody could see the real me. Well, unfortunately, a few days after I recorded that last video, it kind of boiled over to a culmination. I had one of the worst nights of dysphoria that I have ever had in my entire life on August 16th, and unfortunately on that night I made a pretty grave error. I dropped a deck of cards on the floor, and it's company policy that you never turn your eyes off of the poker game. You have to keep watching the game to protect the integrity of it. And so I was already feeling really out of it due to dysphoria, and I already made a ton of other mistakes that night, like I wasn't noticing what other players were doing. I flipped cards. It was just awful how many mistakes I was making. My bank was $5 short, so by the end of the night when this happened, I was just about ready to crack, and I felt like everybody was like thinking, oh, well, this is the worst dealer in the entire casino, and I was really embarrassed because I take a lot of pride in my work. And combine that with the dysphoria, and I made a really dumb decision. So I reached down onto the floor to pick the cards up. I took my eyes off the game, and a week after that, I was called into the office, and they told me that what I did was pretty much a grave error. I was suspended from my job a few days after that, and then about 5 days later, I was terminated. So I no longer have a job. And I am presently in the process of challenging it because, according to my union rep, they cannot fire me if the mistake was made as a result of a medical condition. And really that's what was going on that night, was that I was having a terrible night of dysphoria. So I'm attempting to say that, you know, it was because of, you know, my personal issues and the mood swings from the hormones and other stuff. I'm trying to challenge the termination and get it overturned, and my union rep seems relatively upbeat about my possible chances, but it's not a good situation. I really don't know whether I can actually trust whether it's going to come through or not. So at the present moment, I'm looking for new jobs, and unfortunately, I applied for unemployment a couple of weeks ago, and I just got a letter from the unemployment office that I've been rejected for that, too, because I was fired for a reason that was my fault. And so pretty much I'm shit out of luck. I don't have a job anymore, and I now have $2,000 to my name, and that has to last me until I can find another job, and I'm not particularly optimistic about that because well, it couldn't have come at a worse time transition-wise because I'm at the point where I'm thinking about going full-time, but I've barely just started going out publicly on a regular basis. I'll get into that in my next video, but so I don't know if I'm ready to go full-time yet. I don't have my name changed. I don't have the gender marker right. I still have to wear a wig. You know, my hair hasn't grown out naturally. I'm just starting to build a wardrobe. I don't have any fancy clothes, and on top of that, I only have a month and a half worth of income to live off of, and without going. I can extend it if I pile on credit card debt, but let's hope that it doesn't come to that. So, I mean, I'm applying everywhere. I'm applying to the new Hard Rock Casino, which is going to be opening in December. I'm applying for dealer positions in Toledo and Columbus, and again, the problem with that is either way, I don't think I'm ready to go full-time yet just because I don't have the logistics squared away. And when I apply, I'd have to do it under my old name because I don't have any of the name business taken care of or the gender markers, and none of my old employers even know that, you know, who Carrie would be. They know Charlie. And so it's a really confusing situation, and it couldn't have happened at a worse time. Fingers crossed that hopefully my union rep can work it out with the company to, you know, overturn my termination, because I didn't mention the medical thing in my actual termination meeting where I was signing the paperwork, but so it's possible that now with that in light, and I have witnesses, and I actually sent like 3 emails to myself that very night complaining about how bad of a mental state I was in because of gender issues that night. So, you know, I feel like I have a legitimate case, but what scares me is that my union rep says he's never gotten one of these overturned. So, at the same time, I'm not very optimistic about my prospects, even though I can be hopeful, but I don't know. So, that's what's been going on in my working life. That's kind of an update since the last vlog. Again, unfortunately, I got fired, and on the one hand, it gave me an opportunity to go out more publicly and, you know, kind of get a feel for my new gender role in life. But on the other hand, again, it came at just a terrible time because I'm not ready yet. And I'm just constantly torn between just wanting to jump in head first and say, screw it, I'm a girl, I'm not going to worry about the name, I'm not going to worry about anything, I'm just going to be myself, to hell with what anybody else thinks. And then there's another part of my brain that's like, oh my God, I am so not ready yet. And it's a confusing situation that I still have to work out. So that is my bad news. I have been fired. I am now living on 0 income, and I'm living in a house that I can't afford because basically my ex-girlfriend and I are still living in the same house, and we're sharing rent, and it's like $750 a month plus utilities. So it ends up costing me, after food, after utilities, after rent, I'm spending like $1,300 a month, and I only have $2,000 to my name, and I can't go back to working a minimum wage job because then I couldn't afford it. I have to move into a cheaper house, and whatever. This is just not a fun time, and yeah, that's gotten me feeling pretty bad, and I'm job searching, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't been posting videos in a while, is just because I've been busy trying to get my working life back in order. So that is part 1. I don't feel like I need to talk. Oh yeah, one more thing. Before I officially said goodbye to everybody from work, I found out from my friend Walker that apparently when I said that people didn't notice, I was wrong. People did notice. And you know, he's like the resident gay guy, so everybody was asking him what was going on with me because apparently they noticed that I was changing. And so I found out that there were rumors going around about me, and, you know, players started to mock me by using a high voice when I sat down at the tables. I'd be like, hello everybody, my name's Charlie, I'll be your deal for the next half hour, and they'd be like, well hello Charlie, how are you doing? I mean, like the Mickey Mouse voice. So, yeah, apparently my transition wasn't quite going as inconspicuously as I thought it was. People did notice, and so yeah, before I left I did come out on Facebook because I figured, well, people noticed, there were rumors about me, so I might as well dispel the rumors. So, should I get my job back, I am officially out, and people know. So, again, I'm just holding out hope that I can get that job back, but I'll admit that it doesn't seem good. But I'm going to try anyway, and I'm going to keep working at it, and I do really have hope that everything is going to work out. You know, I'm not feeling that depressed. I cried a lot when I first got fired because this is the first job in my life that I actually cared about. Like, I didn't give a crap about working at Walmart. I didn't give a crap about my college mailroom. I didn't give a crap about like every job that I'd had before this, I didn't really care about. It was just a placeholder to pay the bills. Where this one, I cared. It was something that I was passionate about, and I loved my supervisors, and I loved my coworkers, and I loved joking around with the players, and, you know, I just can't believe that it's over, and I cried a lot when it first happened, so, but I've mostly gotten it out now. Now it's just a matter of being frustrated that it had to happen at that point, and now not knowing what I'm going to do because it's such an uncertain time. But yeah, that's my bad update. I'll have a good update coming up soon. Bye!